Welcome to another episode of the Chaotic Sports Podcast. My name is Chris Sarda. That's Angelo Soboro.
It is.
You can find us at Chaotic Sports on Twitter, chaoticsports.com, on this new thing called the Internet. You can find me at Chris Sarda on Twitter. You could find us
everywhere.
There's a Facebook page that looks like shit.
Your name and find you somehow. Find your address, show up, kill you.
Yeah. I have this weapon right here. Anyway, it's been a while. I was indisposed with having a child.
You were a little busy.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a child. That's physically impossible.
Unless you're like one of those weird, like fish. No, there's certain fish that have, the males have the kids. So in another life, if you're that fish, you could have had it.
Exactly.
But it's been a few weeks, but we have a good reason to not be away.
Has it been a few weeks? Did we skip? Did we skip a week?
We last came out about like March 14th or something like that.
Oh, so we skipped a week.
It's been about 2 weeks.
Even when we skipped a week when I thought we were going to be due, and then we didn't do it the next week.
We have. Yeah, it's okay.
March 14th, you're right. Wow.
So we've been away, like you've been busy for 10, 12 days, but that's expected.
Yeah, that's cool. The baby's alive, healthy. He's great.
Heck yeah.
Definitely the best thing I've ever done. So we got another...
Oh, dude, I just saw a story on this guy. That's funny.
What are you doing on Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yeah. This is the motivational guy.
Yeah, he's a motivational guy. I
just saw a big old thing on this guy.
Did you really? He's all over.
Funny. I just looked down. I was just like, I just saw this guy.
It's definitely bro business. You know what I mean?
But
yeah,
entrepreneur and stuff.
Very pumped up kind of guy. Definitely. I mean, he's getting popular, but I mean, he's like nonstop. He's been out for.
You don't want to hear him like all day, every day.
But it does. It's cool.
But it does get you. It does pump you up. Yeah, it does pump you up.
After you heard his interview, you probably wanted to go open the sports bar that we've been.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Only talking about like an idiot.
Like I always think of that sometimes, but you're right. I might have thought about it right after too, because I'm like, this guy's getting.
Why am I doing this? Yeah, why aren't I working hard?
Stuff, you know?
Well, see, you want a sports bar to make money.
No, not necessarily.
I want a sports bar so I could drink for free.
That's not true.
That's what I want it.
Yeah, I can't say exactly what I would want it for because it's giving away some ideas. But I want it for like 3 or 4 different reasons. One of them, I mean, I can make money. That's cool. But there's other reasons, drinking beer. But the other reasons I don't want to say.
Why wouldn't you want to say them?
Because I'd be giving away the idea. Of the stuff.
Why do older people?
You know,
we're old now. Older people think that they're like gonna give away their idea. It's the best idea in history. Just say it. No one gives a shit.
No, hell no.
What do you want? Is it a dog thing?
No, it's not.
The dog thing?
No. Although I had that idea before that shit came out.
That's been out a long time, all over the country.
No, but when it was out in they built it like downtown and all that stuff.
What, Lazy Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a few places you could always bring your dog. Here's why I want it. If I can break even. And me and my friends can drink for free and watch sports.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I'd want a sports bar. That's why I would put money into it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I'm fucking breaking even. But I don't understand why else you would. What the other thing is that you would want?
Well,
that you're trying to keep so secret.
No, it's just
no one's thought about. It's only been thought about by Angelo Soboro.
It doesn't matter what it's been thought about. It probably was only thought about back in the day, but it doesn't matter though.
What is it? What you have 3 things?
No, it's
make money, drink beer. Just give us one of the things.
It's a few different reasons.
Just give us one.
Well, when we open it, then we'll do a podcast about it, and then I'll say.
No, we'll be doing the podcast in the bar. It'll be the weekly thing.
That's another good reason.
Huh?
That's another good reason. That's a podcast.
Oh no, I just let it out.
No, that's okay.
I let it out to the people.
Huh? That's an okay one to let out.
Yeah.
The
sound might fuck up. Hold on.
I mean, they haven't been hearing what we've been saying for 5 minutes?
No, they've been hearing it.
No.
I just, it wasn't plugged in.
So, I mean,
now it is.
We raw dogged the podcast. We didn't plug it in.
I was using the speaker of the computer. I don't want to do that. Okay. I have fucking microphones. We use a microphone.
So we were talking just to the computer, but we're being maybe loud enough that they heard us.
Yeah, I was probably louder than you, but who gives a shit? This is so punk rock right now. Like, we're such losers, basically.
We're such losers and shit doing this.
So anyway, let's get on. Did you buy that Offspring shirt at the Offspring concert? Did you buy it there?
Yeah.
We were so drunk. I don't remember you buying a shirt.
You don't know?
Huh?
You didn't know that?
Maybe I do. I don't remember. I don't remember you buying a shirt though.
Yeah.
That Offspring seems like the kind of band though that their fucking concert shirts would be expensive, like $30 or more. Was that the case?
It was probably 25 or maybe 30, but I don't
25
care.
for
I think it was 25.
Famous band is not that bad. Yeah.
You know.
But,
it wasn't like $40 or something.
Yeah. So
where did they play? They played at the
Brooklyn
on the
Bowl.
Strip, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we drank downtown. We tried to hit every brewery and beer spot downtown, and we've missed one.
We almost made it. We got to do that again because we could have did it. We could have made it happen, but
Yeah,
we were at time constraints.
No, it wasn't even time. Well, there were time constraints, but also at most of those places, we didn't just have 1 or 2 beers. We had 3 or 4. So we went to 777. We went to Hop Nuts, where we walked. Then we took an Uber to Atomic, which is a beer bar on the other side of downtown.
Yeah.
And then we walked from Atomic to Bangor Brewery. We drank
had
4 there each.
We did do some crazy walking that day.
And we didn't make it to Chicago's. We just took the Uber all the way to the Brooklyn Bowl after that.
So you're telling me Chicago was the last one, and that would have been we completed the gauntlet in that area. We completed
the beer
in that area.
Yeah, the downtown beer gauntlet.
That's an awesome downtown beer gauntlet.
The beer gauntlet, yeah, the Infinity Stone, the Infinity Beer Gauntlet.
So we need to just do that soon, just to finish out the gauntlet. I mean,
well, we got to do it all in one day. Sean moved to New York.
Yeah, he was with us. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he went to Offspring with us.
Yeah,
I barely remember that show. I just remember I'm not this.
How do you barely remember that show? It was pretty cool, right?
It was great. I went up in front, obviously.
They jammed up.
Well, Offspring's one of those bands. Even if you don't like them, you're probably going to know every song because they had a lot of songs on the radio growing up.
They're like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or something. Yeah. They have like all these songs that are known on every station can play it.
Yeah, but to be honest, Offspring played the songs that you would know. Red Hot Chili Peppers would play like 9 songs off their new album too. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was a good concert. I'm not even the biggest Offspring fan, but I can have a good time. You know what I mean?
I feel the same way.
Yeah. So, anyway, babies and bullshit and
shit.
People pig fucking. We have a friend that pig fucked.
That's so weird, man. Now, okay, hold on.
I don't know if that's true.
Did he? I don't want to say that cuss word or something. I'll say bang. How about that?
You cuss all the time.
I hardly ever cuss. You don't lie.
I cuss all the time.
Don't lie. That's not true at all. Okay, so he banged a pig. But I didn't believe he banged it. I didn't believe he banged a pig. Here's what I thought happened. I thought what happened was the pig came into the room.
He did, and
he continued banging the chick while the pig was looking at him. Which is just that's what I thought happened, which is weird, right?
That is weird too. Like
so you're banging doing your thing, and the pig's like looking at you through, and you're just like looking back at the pig, and it's just a weird moment. That's what I thought. I didn't really think he banged the pig, did he?
No, he didn't.
Okay, but he did what I said.
I mean, I think there's a chance that he did. Because you're drunk, you're on drugs, and then you wake up next to a pig.
So
in the morning, you wake next to a pet pig.
He woke up naked next to a pig.
I don't know. All I know is that there's a story about sex and then waking up next to a pig, and I just told him that there's a 10 to 15. I don't think he did.
Well, I thought another girl came in the room with the pig.
10% chance, huh?
No, I thought another girl came in the room with the pig.
No.
And she's like, "You could bang me or the pig," and he's like,
"No, you're just making up stories, dude."
No, but honestly, I'm just joking about that. Stories. But I heard that another girl came to the house and had a pig. That's what I thought.
No, there's definitely a pig involved.
Because if you just woke up,
but I think it's just a pet.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Not a pig person or something. I'm saying if you just woke up naked, like you had this was a one-night stand thing, right?
I guess so. Yeah,
okay, so I don't know if this has ever happened to you. It's never happened to me. But I'm saying I never woke up and like I turned over and there was just a pig in the bed.
No, I've never done that with any animals. I've never done that. It's never happened to me. Let alone a dog. It's never happened to me with a dolphin. It's never happened. I've never woken up and there was a turtle. Cat. I've never woken up and then there was a baby tiger. None of that stuff has happened to me.
Okay, you woke up and there was just like
a human
or
nobody, or
handcuffs and chains and a guy.
No, I'm a normal guy.
Okay, gotcha.
How about you?
No, that's never happened. Hey, let me close the studio up. We are saying some weird stuff. Sorry about this.
Yeah, it's not a family show.
I know, but there's kids and
the kid doesn't. The kid's a week and a half old.
Oh, it's supposed to be.
I've already read him.
It's supposed to be really smart, dude. You should understand. If you're as smart as you think you are, or say you are, that this kid's like already knows what we're talking about.
Probably. I've already started reading to him. Anyway, so there's a lot to talk about. A lot happening. This point in sports, it's basically the most that can happen without football happening. You know, there's just a ton of stuff happening. Hopefully we get to all of it. I do want to put out a long show since we've been out so long. So, of course, you got opening day, which we're going to talk about in a few seconds. You got the hockey playoffs about to start, and then a lot of playoff battles in both hockey and basketball.
They got March Madness.
March Madness
Saturday,
is happening, so we're going to talk about that. We got in the fight world, which you know that's sort of my corner. You have probably the best fight you could make right now in MMA, which is Khabib Nurmagomedov. You didn't say it right. You never say anything.
Khabib.
No, dude.
What? That's how you say it?
Nurmagomedov.
Oh, whatever. I said Nurmagomedov. I'm close.
And I probably got it wrong.
It's close enough. Like closer than most people can probably get.
Versus Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best fight you can make. If they both end up, if the fight ends up happening, that fight's fallen apart multiple times.
Just like the boxing fight.
Yeah. If that fight ends up happening, then
when is this?
Then they're going to strip Conor of the light heavyweight championship.
Which they should, right? You give him a certain amount of time. Eventually, he's got to come back.
Exactly. And then the co-main event there is great too. It's Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Basically, it's the UFC of hard names to pronounce. And Rose Namajunas. And Joanna will be trying to get her belt back from Rose, who knocked her out. Yeah. And then in boxing, we have controversy with the biggest fight that was supposed to happen.
Is that fight going to happen? But it won't happen on. It's not going to happen on Cinco de Mayo. The Mexicans are going to have to drink to something else.
Yeah, Triple G might still fight, but we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, Daniel Jacobs is fighting. Okay. So that's probably the best if he wins.
Well, who's that?
That's probably the best heavyweight fight you can make is Deontay Wilder and
Johnson. Isn't that Anthony dude, Joshua?
Oh, Anthony Joshua. No, I'm sorry. The guy I just said.
Yeah, you're not going to get a different guy. Joshua's going to.
Who did I just say?
I don't really listen to you. So you said.
I think I said the guy that almost beat.
You said a dude that I knew was like I thought you're talking about the undercard because I was like that's not the fight.
I'm talking about Joshua.
Okay.
So if Joshua, everyone's name.
Joshua's going to kick his ass.
But I think Jacobs is a live underdog.
Okay.
Yeah, he's plus 450. I'm not saying that he's going to win. I'm saying plus 450 is good money to throw $10 on it. Something like that.
Yeah.
Because I think that he has a style that might give him problems. But that's
a good fight to watch, huh?
Yeah, that'll be on Sunday. So a lot of boxing, a lot of UFC to talk about. So lots of stuff happening in sports, and that's before the NFL draft even gets up underway and NCAA championship. But we're going to start. Yeah. We're going to start with baseball, and I mean, here's the facts with baseball. I mean, you and me liking baseball, we're mid-30s. We're the young bucks because a lot of people don't like baseball anymore. And does that make you sad? Before we get into the nitty-gritty, what do you think?
How do you know
does that make you sad?
How do you know a lot of people don't like baseball?
The demographic is old. The demographic is like 45 or 50.
I know, but I thought baseball is America's sport, America's pastime. I know
in 1925.
I know, but I don't care about the year, dude. It might as well be 1925 in my opinion.
Yeah.
I live like it's like the 1950s.
Yeah, you dress like it too.
I know. I mean, I'm trying to. I want to buy it. I want to have my beer and my car cost almost the same amount of money.
Well, 1925 though, I mean, you wouldn't be able to drink. It'd be illegal. You'd have to go find a speakeasy.
I know. Wouldn't you go to one?
Huh?
Back in the day, you would have been in one, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows the kind of guy I'd be? I'd probably be super religious.
If you were born in
1925, yeah.
You would. I think you would have died in a poker game. In the 1930s, you would have got killed for freaking having an ace up your sleeve, like trying to cheat.
So baseball does have a little bit of a problem with its demographic.
I don't believe that. Does it really?
Yeah, demographic is older.
Okay, but
baseball's fucking up. And MLB is fucking up.
Okay, but don't they have good ratings? And
no.
I thought yes, they do.
No.
That's not true.
They're definitely the third most popular sport right now.
Yeah, but who cares? You don't. Do you always have to be number
Well,
one?
you can either not care.
No, but it's baseball.
You can not care.
It's baseball.
You can't argue both points, though. You're telling me that it's wrong, that the facts are wrong, and then you're going, who cares if it's the third?
No, if it's a big game.
It's probably less than third.
If it's
something
a big
like
game
NASCAR.
or something, they have like 50. Well, it's the first is football, second is NASCAR.
No, I think basketball is second.
No, that's false.
So
NASCAR's second, 100%. As far as viewers and like merchandise and stuff like that.
no, merchandise maybe, but not viewers. There's only one game on every week.
It doesn't matter. NASCAR's second for real.
Stop saying things don't matter.
It is
all the time.
NASCAR is second. I'll guarantee you that.
Do you want to bet $100?
I'll bet you $500 right now.
No, we'll bet 100.
No,
We'll bet 100.
I'll bet you $1,000.
You can't. It can't be more popular.
It is more
if
popular.
there's
Not to
one
us.
game.
Not to
no,
us.
if
It
there's
is.
one match every week,
It is more popular.
instead of 20,000 people showing up,
No, dude.
25 times in basketball and hockey.
No, nobody would ever get this right because everybody would say another sport, but it's NASCAR's second.
It's very popular. It's not second.
It is.
So anyway, let's move on. You sound like an idiot. Let's move on.
No, it is second, but I'm not going to take your $100.
Let's baseball anyway does have a problem, and I think it's actually the major league's fault. I think it's the actual league's fault because
not changing rules or
no, not
advertising.
changing
What do
rules.
you mean?
Fuck those rules.
What do you mean?
Baseball is the way it is.
Exactly.
I'm saying that. Here's what I'm saying that how the NBA does it
What do you
well,
want them
and
to
NFL
change?
does it well too, but the NBA does it best. Even if you don't like the NBA, you know who Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James are. Meanwhile, we have maybe the best player in history playing, statistically, and I think most Americans would not notice Mike Trout in the grocery store. They know who LeBron James is. They know who Steph Curry is.
Well,
most Americans would walk right by Mike
LeBron
Trout.
James is freaking 6'8", 260, and Mike Trout is
Okay, Steph
a regular
Curry's not.
looking guy.
Steph Curry's not. Steph Curry's my height. People
Okay.
know Steph Curry. So what I'm saying...
You might be right, but I think he can get under the radar still.
What I'm saying, though, is that the NBA has a bunch of guys that they know
branding,
how to market correctly.
okay.
Meanwhile, so in the top 100, there was, I think it's been a couple of years, there was the top 100 most popular athletes.
Yeah.
The only baseball player on that list was Derek Jeter, and he was retired.
Okay, so
there's a branding issue there.
just not noticing the people.
There's all these great, interesting players.
Altuve, you probably
Kershaw.
wouldn't notice, or
Kershaw is one of the best.
Kershaw, dude, I'm like,
Clayton Kershaw's one of the best pitchers. Has had one of the best 10-year runs. He's basically a Hall of Famer before he's 30.
Yeah.
If his career ended today, he'd go to the Hall of Fame. Is what I'm saying, and he's barely 30, I think. People barely know who he is. You have to be a baseball fan to know who he is. So there is a little bit of a marketing issue with baseball.
Okay, so you're just saying to put them in more commercials or something? I mean, they get FaceTime. It's not like they have a helmet on or something.
That's what I mean. So there's not even a football excuse, right? Football at least has the excuse if there's a helmet on. But they should be having FaceTime. I mean, Mike Trout was more popular for showing up to the Eagles playoff games and the Super Bowl than he was for having a 10
Was that
game
because he
war.
plays on the Angels and not the Yankees or Dodgers?
Well, the Angels are still a big market team. They're still an LA team. It's not like he plays... Like, if he played on Cleveland, maybe you could make that excuse.
No, not the Indians.
I'm saying that's a smaller market team. Or San Francisco or Seattle.
Yeah.
But he plays in LA. They're the Anaheim... They're the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Still not as known as, like, the Dodgers or Yankees.
But not Mike Trout. Fuck Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton.
No, you're right.
No one knows him, right?
They might know... They might start to know Judge. Judge.
Well,
he's on the new baseball game, and he's getting I see him on You're talking about guys
a little bit of a breakout star.
Yeah.
Maybe Stanton is now that he's a Yankee.
Yeah,
but that's bullshit anyway. He's a Yankee. That's because they're Yankees. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're just saying that they need to be more popular to be.
I'm saying MLB is doing a shitty job with marketing.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, baseball's here. And in the end, it really doesn't matter because you and I are fans, and people that listen to this podcast are fans.
Let me say this: you're absolutely right, though, because Chris Bryant. I don't know if you saw.
Bryant.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw
How's
his.
he famous?
You have to look up his 2 last videos. He does these Red Bull videos. He did one last year, and he did one this year. I don't know if you've seen them, but you have to watch them later. So he does pranks on people.
Oh, the car where he was in the car and no one knew who he was.
Well, the first one last year.
Yeah.
Last year he pranked a college baseball team.
Yeah.
It could have been high school. I think it was a college baseball team. He dressed up he was just a regular baseball player, and they're like, hey, we got a new guy, a new player, whatever, a transfer, and he just started hitting home run after home run in batting practice, and all the players were like, damn, he's gonna take your spot, like, and then eventually they finally knew, but he didn't know for a while.
How long did it take him to realize it was Chris Bryant?
I don't know real time. It was like a 10-minute video, but it probably took him 5-10 minutes.
Someone looked it up on their phone?
No, just eventually he just started hitting home run after home run, and then they're just like looking at this guy, and eventually knew. The second one that just came out like a week or two ago, he played a pizza delivery guy. That might be the one you're thinking about. He was in a car, and he was delivering pizzas to the fantasy baseball live drafts of people around the country.
Yeah.
And then he just showed up as a pizza dude.
And people didn't know really
so they're drafting, and he's in there.
That's people that know baseball.
Well, they did it. I mean, they're not really. You just don't. You see a pizza guy, you're not thinking that's a player. But he had a disguise too, though.
Oh, in that case, he had a disguise.
But it's still. I mean, he had like glasses. They made his hair longer. But eventually, they were talking about, I'll take Chris Bryant. This guy's good, and then he was like, yeah, that guy's pretty good. And then the other guy was like, oh, he's okay. And then the guy was like. Chris Bryant was like, no, he's the best third baseman. Eventually they noticed. They're like, dude, I think that's Chris Bryant. But that goes to your theory. Like, it's hard to know.
Yeah. So, but imagine. So don't bring in like a 6'8" basketball player. Bring in like a guard.
Okay.
People would know that was Kyrie Irving. If you're a sports fan, my wife wouldn't know.
I was gonna say I'll disagree if they kind of dressed him up as a delivery driver or something. Maybe not. I mean, if you're not really thinking about
Kyrie and Kevin Love, when they went and played the street ball, they had to make them look gold.
Okay.
All those players out there would have known right away that it was Kyrie and Kevin Love. They had to, like, do crazy prosthetics.
Okay. You were telling me you would know, like, a lot of people would know Kyrie if they dressed him up like a Best Buy worker or like a delivery guy. A lot of people wouldn't even pay attention.
I think so. Kyrie's one of the harder ones.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think
But we're talking Kyrie Irving, that's maybe a top 20 player compared to like Chris Bryant and Mike Trout that are both top 5 players, And
yeah, that's interesting.
And both top 5 players in big markets. One's a Cub and one's an Angel. You know.
So,
anyway, enough. We'll talk more about baseball demographics. That'll always be a topic for baseball because I want it to be more popular. I want the MLB to just start like treating the players better, not with money necessarily, but with making the sport. But making the sport big, like building up the sport. Because baseball is becoming almost like what soccer is to this country. Kids play it. Some of them might get good and famous and make money on it, but then like people just stop playing it. They just go start playing football or something in high school. So anyway, it was opening day. For some reason, I never understand why, but I just jump with the festivities. Opening day in baseball's huge. People don't care about opening NBA day. People don't care about opening football a little bit maybe, but opening day in baseball's big. You get aces playing each other for the most part. You get
you just get all the good match. Everybody's excited to see everybody.
Yeah, baseball comes back. It's just like if you're a baseball fan, the feeling is there. The daytime.
They had everybody. They had every team playing
almost. Two games got postponed, but they changed it to opening day, and not opening week, right?
Yeah.
So always super exciting, and we had some incredible performances, right? A lot of home runs hit. So I have a few players, which I just want to do. Let's do a top 5 performances. Pitchers are a little bit harder. Of course, you got Matt Davidson from the Chicago White Sox. He hit 3 home runs. He was immediately picked up in every fantasy league.
That's true.
Moments later.
It always happens.
Yeah, moments later.
Everybody.
I'm telling you right now that...
now, I would have picked him up before that in our Mayhem League, days before that. But I have other stuff I'm doing, so I couldn't.
Yeah, so...
it's not going to make sense to you, but I was going to pick him up, but I can't do anything right now.
What, do you have a guy in the DL that you should...
No, I just have some other stuff that I need to do, but I was going to click on him, because he was tearing up the preseason.
You seem to be that guy that always says you're about to get a great player.
He had a great...
You said that about Aaron Judge, too. I was about to get him.
No, he has a great preseason.
I was about to get him.
He has a great preseason.
So, I saw Matt Davidson, but I wasn't going to touch it. The guy that Rob dropped to get him... young third baseman from the Athletics. Not Matt Olson, that's the first baseman. I forget his name now.
You picked him up?
I think he's good. I wanted to sort of pick him up, but we'll see. Anyway, Matt Davidson had 3 home runs, 4 runs scored, 5 RBIs. Giancarlo Stanton. Somehow Giancarlo Stanton seems to be leading the sports centers. I made sure I didn't mention him first, and I like the guy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's actually a Dodger fan growing up. But he had 2 home runs.
I mean, that's big. His first game for the Yankees.
First at bat,
yeah,
home
hitting
run,
2
yeah.
home runs. That's pretty
So that's
big.
still good. But I mean, how do you put Giancarlo Stanton ahead of Matt Davidson just because he's a Yankee? I mean, he was the MVP last year
Yeah.
too. But.
I mean, Davidson did better. Of course, he had 1 more home run than him, but they was very similar, right? 2 to 3. I mean, wasn't
Yeah, I guess.
Who else?
Tim Anderson had 2 home runs, which is big. Tim Anderson was one of those guys that was like a fringe prospect that everyone gets. Like in our drafts, people would get him late.
people picking
and
him
drop
up now?
him. He was already on a team. He got drafted but he got drafted last year too. Like it's someone people
And then they
dropped.
dropped him,
Yeah, but I still think he's good. And then my man Freddie Freeman had he scored 3 runs. He had 1 home run and 2 RBIs in. Who did Atlanta play? I think they actually played a good team too. He did it against
Phillies.
Was it Aaron Nola?
Yeah.
Is that who he did it against?
Yeah. The Phillies had that game like 5-1.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Atlanta came back and won like 8-5.
Yeah.
It was a great comeback, basically.
Yeah. So Atlanta's one of those teams that they're maybe a year or 2 out, like Minnesota and like the White Sox, but a young team.
But look how hard baseball is, because Mike Trout, he didn't strike out all preseason, which is incredible. The whole time he played, he didn't have 1 strikeout. Yesterday, I think he struck out a few times. He went 0 for 6.
And he went 0 for 6. I think the first time in his
2 days
career.
ago, yeah.
First time in his career that he had 6 at bats and
So
went
that's
0 for
how.
6.
So it's like it's just
It's also a big sample size.
Yeah, I mean, just 0 for 6. It's pretty bad, but I mean, baseball's hard, you know. He probably had like 2 pop-ups, a couple ground outs. He struck out twice.
He's on pace. So Mike Stanton's on pace for 300 plus homers because it's 1 game where he
you
hit
call
2.
him Mike. That's original.
Oh, from back in the day, yeah. Giancarlo Stanton.
Mike Stanton.
And then Mike Trout is on pace to have a minus 16 wins above replacement.
Which is best ever, right?
No, minus 16 is obviously terrible.
Oh, no. Oh, right now.
Because he had 6 at bats. I mean, he normally has he's normally 8 to 10 wins. That he's responsible for 8 to 10 wins, right?
So do the Angels play today? Because he'll probably go 3 for 4 or something with like a double and a triple or something, and like 3 RBIs.
I'll pull it up. I didn't have the.
Yeah. Well, of course they probably play today. If not, they play tomorrow. But just look for him to explode the next few games because.
Obviously he's
in the system.
I mean, Mike Trout never really explodes. He just goes 2 for 4, 1 for 4, 3 for 4, double, stolen base. Like he just, that might be one reason why he's not. I mean, it's still baseball's fault, but that might be one reason he's not like
he should
hitting jacks. I mean, he hits good. He hits a good amount of jacks, but he's not like the home run king. You know, he's just the everything king.
Yeah, he's not the home run king, but he was one of the favorites. I mean, it was like Stanton, Judge, Chris Bryant, Harper.
Right? Yeah, he just does it. He's like a 5-tool, a true 5-tool player.
I mean, Harper could be the underdog to get the home runs because he could get it.
Harper's always around there as long as he's not hurt. So hopefully he has a better.
That's another guy we forgot to bring up with the walking in the store. Like if people knew who he was.
I think Bryce Harper is probably the most recognizable.
Yeah.
I mean, Giancarlo Stanton probably will be at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And Aaron Judge, but I think Bryce Harper is probably the one with the personality that people know. His big beard.
Yeah.
You know, he had a real smart slide today. He actually slid into the second baseman, but it was legal.
What, to make him not get a double play?
Yeah, you know how that's illegal now. But but the second baseman was in his line.
Okay.
So you don't see it that often, but he knew he can do it and broke up the double play. So he's a smart player too. Who are we looking for? We're looking for
the Angels. I mean, of course
they're playing today. Skaggs and
so we'll pay attention to how he does.
Yeah. So that's the those are my nominees. We're going to try to make a top 5 here. Those are my nominees for hitters. On the pitching side, your guy and my guy.
Incredible days, but
great days, but they both took L's.
They were like
both took losses.
It was like 8 Ks, like 1 on run, 1 walk.
Yeah,
they still lost or something.
So Kluber's line, he gave up 2 earned runs. It was on a home run and had 8 Ks. Took a loss, and then Kershaw
Same thing, a
He
Jack,
had
right?
7. Yeah, he had one
both
home
gave
run
up
by
a Jack.
Panic. He had 7 Ks, but he did give up. Well, Kluber gave up 6 hits. Kershaw gave up 8. So,
But basically, they're
yeah.
both their team's offense didn't
Didn't
help them out.
click, and it's not like either one was playing this incredible.
No, but
team
they both
either.
should have won like
Yeah.
3-1, 3-2.
Well, the Dodgers were pitching against Ty Brock.
They got shut out.
The fuck is that about?
They
Yeah,
got
how do you
shut
not
out,
get
dude.
put some balls on the
Yeah,
ground?
you gotta. I mean, come on.
And then
At
I
least
forgot
lose
who
2-1,
Cleveland
they couldn't
played.
score.
Who did Cleveland play?
Yeah, I forget, but
Forget to. So
they played Seattle.
oh, Seattle. Yeah. And
Felix
Felix actually played well. Yeah. So Felix might be a secret, by the way, because he had a bad year last year, and everyone's old age caught up to him. How old is
I
King
picked
Felix?
him up before the game in the other league.
That's good.
Yeah.
How old is King Felix?
Like 31.
So
But
you
he's
got
a lot of miles on his arm. He's like,
I guess, dude, but most people wouldn't think Felix Hernandez is 31. I think most people would say 34, 35.
yeah, no, he's got
He's
he
31.
got a couple years with him, a good solid years.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens to him. He had a bad. Who knows what kind of kinks he was going with? If you remember, Justin Verlander had a couple mediocre years.
Oh, people were saying like
People forgot. Oh, I thought he was done.
Yeah, you did when he was on Tigers, right?
Yeah, I thought he was done 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
And it took me to tell you that if he gets to a new team and gets pumped up, he's going to do good, and that's what happened, right?
Well,
I mean, that's exactly what I said, and it happened.
no, I mean I was saying this like 2 or 3 years ago.
No, I know, but I'm saying it was like he was in a rut in Detroit.
2 years ago. 2 years ago, he was became a Cy Young candidate again. But I'm talking about 2 or 3 years ago. Like he looked like he was done
in Detroit. He was in a rut, but it was just like he needed a new scenery.
Yeah, but everyone in Detroit was in a rut. So we got Kluber. Chris Sale had an incredible game. He had a quality start. He had 9 strikeouts and didn't give up any earned runs.
1 walk, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Good line.
Yeah, he actually had 3 walks. It looks like I wrote.
So all the good pitchers pretty much did good, right? Besides like Lester got lit up and all that.
Lester got lit up. Noah, he had 10 strikeouts, but he still gave up 4 runs.
Okay.
So I watched that game since it was the first game on in the morning.
Okay.
So 10 strikeouts is no joke. If you get 10 strikeouts, you did well. But they were the team who is playing, who I forget now.
Why are you forgetting all the teams?
We're just forgetting teams, right?
Yeah, I forget who the Mets played.
Anyway, they were getting the bat on the ball, and got a few hits on him. So he did give up. He did give up a decent amount.
I had 2 pitchers on my fantasy team that both pitched incredible.
What? Odrozy?
Who? No. Servino.
Oh,
he had like 7 K, 0 unearns, W.
Yeah.
And then Dylan Bundy.
And Dylan Bundy actually pitched well, so I was surprised by that because I think he might be a little bit of a bust.
No, I think this was his breakout year.
This is going to be his breakout year.
Because pretty much a lot of people would have known that because the last few years this was his year right here. That's why I offered one of our guys in our league, Tanaka, Bundy. I gave him a great trade and he didn't want it.
You didn't do Tanaka and Bundy.
No, I did all kinds of guys. I did for
you never cleared up what you actually gave. You wanted Kluber.
No, but it doesn't matter.
But people aren't just going to give up Kluber.
I know, but I gave great offers to a few different people in our league.
To get Kluber.
Well, to get Kluber, but also for others.
And to get Kershaw.
Whatever, yeah. I mean, I didn't even bring that trade. Your brother brought that trade to me. But
which trade?
The Kershaw. He had a Kershaw. He's the one that wanted, but he wanted like Servino and like Bumgarner and this guy that got
too.
But I think I offered him like Bundy, Servino, and somebody else.
It's hard. It's hard to get rid of Kershaw if you have him on your fantasy team. So anyway, let's rank them. Let's go with who had the best performance. I mean, I'm going to say it's got to be both. We're just going to rank the players. I got to say it's got to be Sale, or because he still ended up with the win. Or Matt Davidson. I mean, give it to Matt Davidson, right? He's number 1.
Yeah, 3 home runs. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we'll give it to Matt Davidson.
Like that.
And then is Chris Sale our number 2?
I mean, he's close, right? I'm trying to think of
I mean, no earned runs, 6 innings, 9 strikeouts.
And he got the W.
Yeah, well, who cares if you got the W?
King
Kluber, Sale, he did do well. Kluber, Sale, Kershaw, they all had quality starts.
Yeah.
You know? So, let me see what King Felix's final line was here.
7 Ks, 1 walk, 0 earned runs. That's pretty good, right? And to beat one of the best teams in baseball.
Felix, he gave up 2 hits. 5.1 innings though, so he didn't get the quality start. So he only played there in 4 Ks. So that was fine. I think we have the ones I mentioned are the. So we'll give Matt Davidson is player of the day, player of opening day.
Oh, Davidson's happy right now. He's listening to this like, yes, I got it. I won.
Of course. All these players, they listen to this to see where
Davidson
they're going to be ranked.
Be listening to us.
Yeah. And then, what do you think? Chris Sale or Giancarlo Stanton, number 2?
We'll give it to Sale.
Sale, number 2. Okay, pitching. Now you got, I would say, Kluber probably did a little better than Kershaw, even though he gave up 2 earned runs. And then you also got Stanton, Tim Anderson, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, everybody.
Kluber, number 3.
Yeah, why not? He's a good guy. He's an Indian.
He's a good guy. He's an Indian.
One of them good fellas.
Two pitchers in the top 5.
It sucks because they pitched great, but they lost. You know, their team didn't score.
That's the way baseball works.
Yeah,
that's
that happened. That's been happening to King Felix for like 8 years.
It's been happening his whole career.
He gives up a run or 2, and they
So Matt Davidson number 1, Chris Sale number 2, Corey Kluber number 3. Who do you want to give number 4 to? We got Kershaw, who 1 earned run, 7 Ks, but I mean Giancarlo Stanton had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. Give it to Stanton, number 4.
I'm surprised you gave a reward to not Kershaw, or you gave it to Stanton. You should just give it to Kershaw just because that's your boy.
Well, that's not fair, dude. I'm trying to be fair. I'll put Kershaw in. Well, how do I put Kershaw in? He still gave up 8 hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's give it up to Tim Anderson as our number 5. And we didn't even talk about him. No one talked about him.
Nobody talks about him.
No one noticed he hit 2 home runs. No one noticed he scored 3 runs. No one noticed he had 3 RBIs. So we'll put Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson and Matt Davidson. They probably won't be on our list for very often.
Yeah, but I want to see what these guys and other players do tomorrow. You know what I mean? I want to see after a few games.
Well, I mean they got 150.
I know, but I'm just saying I want to
to
see. I like to see after like 3rd, 4th game. I like to see these players start getting in the groove. So it's hard to start off the first game.
Yeah, and we're only ranking the day, like first day.
Oh, you know who did good too? This is not going to be the top 5 CADX Sports Award, but for the Houston Astros, he had a walk off, or he had a first at bat home run last year, and he hit a first at bat home run this year. Who's the MVP
walk-off?
last year?
Altuve?
No, not Altuve. Outfielder Springer.
Oh, George Springer.
He hit a home run last year to begin the season, and he hit a home run this year. And that's hardly ever happened. Like, think about that. Like, 2 opening day homers, first at bat.
He might be the guy that people are looking to see opening day homers going forward.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's an incredible feat. And, he's going to have a good season, of course. But that was a hell of a way to start it, to hit a jack right off the bat again. And his line was probably all right, too.
Let's see what it was. He does strike out a lot. We do see a lot of strikeouts from old George.
Yeah, maybe he got another hit. He's probably like 2 for 5 or something.
Well, he had 4 RBIs, so it was a nice. He only had 1 strikeout, so he hit solid. I mean, his OPS right now is 1.4.
Yeah.
I mean, for that game, you know what I mean. So I would say he did pretty well. Freddie Freeman, although he did great. I mean, you don't make it for hitting a home run, getting 3 runs and 2 RBIs, and your OPS for that game at least was 2.8. So we have our top 5. We're going to go with Matt Davidson, Chris Sale, Corey Kluber, Giancarlo Stanton, and Tim Anderson. I just want to point out that Stanton's number 4 on our list, but he led Sports Center. He was on the cover of shit. Well, whatever. And I like him too. I mean, he should have been a Dodger. A few other MLB topics. So one of the things I wanted to point out, which for your boy Joey Gallo, what I noticed that the what are you doing?
Nothing.
You calling someone?
No, dude. What are you talking about?
What I noticed for your boy Joey Gallo, what the Houston Astros did you see what they did?
Well,
their shift was they did a 4 outfielder shift.
Oh yeah, and he hit into it like a couple times.
Yeah, he hit right into it. They put Alex
almost hit
Bregman.
a jack though. It was a couple feet from a jack. One of them.
Well, Joey Gallo's either going to hit a jack or he's going to strike out.
But I'm looking for him to have a great year this year. I mean, that's all nice.
No, he's going to hit 220 is a great year then? He's not going to hit better than 220.
He's going to have like 40 home runs.
He always has 30, 40 home runs. He's going to hit 220 and have almost 200 strikeouts.
He's going to have a lot of RBIs too.
Not if he's hitting 220.
What they're going to do is they're gonna exploit. Not a lot of teams do what the Astros do for, you know what I mean. But he's gonna,
if it
he's
works,
gonna do some
seeing
bunts. He's gonna start bunting. It's an easy. I know, like to get on, all you got to do is hit it a bunt to the third, and you got a base hit.
I mean, basically, Joey Gallo is Chris Carter.
No,
basically
no,
that's what he
that.
is.
No,
that's basically what he is.
He's gonna be way better than Chris Carter.
He's gonna hit 220 at the best.
No,
he's gonna hit better than 220.
Yes, and Chris Carter is not.
Let's take that bet.
Not, and both of them are Vegas players, by the way. Both of them. Chris Carter played out high school over here too.
Yeah,
but Gallo's gonna have a way better career than Chris Carter.
Well, I don't know if he's going to have a way better career, but he's the same thing. He's just 2 outcomes, basically. Home run, strikeout. That's what Chris Carter was. And then if they're employing these crazy-ass shifts...
Yeah, but I think he's going to get better at hitting. He's going to start bunting and exploiting them and getting on base.
He's not going to get better at hitting.
And then they're going to score. They're not going to want to give up runs. Like, they're going to give up... I guess they would want to...
Don't hold your breath, homie, on that one.
Well, I guess they would like to have him on first instead of hitting a homer. But he'll start bunting. And getting these people when
I don't even remember him being known as fast. So he's going to bunt.
Well, if nobody's in the infield.
Oh, you mean to sacrifice?
No, just to get on because the shift opened up the whole left side of the infield. It would be just bunt past the pitcher and you're going to get on base. So he should have bunted. He should have bunted on like once or twice. But I know he's trying to hit some home runs and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's going to hit 220. And
quit saying that. He's going to hit over 220.
He's going to hit 220, and he's going to have 33 home runs.
He's probably going to hit 244 and hit 44 home runs.
No, he doesn't hit 244.
Yeah, but we'll see. But I did see
he hit 227 last year. So, and he struck out 205 times, dude.
But he's going to have a better year this year.
So in our fantasy league, that makes him tough. He's still going to strike out 200 times. But I mean, I thought that was cool, like a real interesting shift.
It was.
Right? Put 4 outfielders out there. It's like a lot of teams, especially, sabermetric stat era. Oh, did I put the sun right in your face?
No, you're good.
Sabermetric stat era, we're going to see a lot more stranger setups, shifts, weird shifts. So we'll see how batters can face that. So do you have any bets off the top of your head for today? I got 2 that I like.
No, go ahead. My bet would be for tomorrow. Carrasco, Indians coming back solid with the win.
So, but I mean, the listeners know for you not to listen to you when you talk about the Indians or the Knights.
No, that's not true at all.
They know. You don't bet against the Indians that much.
Yeah, but I say it.
You go nuts.
I say it how it is. First off, you wouldn't even bet big this whole week anyway because you're filling it out. Just like you wouldn't bet big on hockey now because it's end of the season and some teams are made to playoffs. Some teams don't need to win. Some teams do. It's kind of
that should make you bet because you know who needs to win and who doesn't.
Exactly, but that's why
Atlanta minus 120 over Philadelphia today. I'll take that. Yeah, and I'll take the Dodgers and Giants over 7.5.
Okay, let me look right now just to throw
if it's right there. Yeah, throw something in there.
So you like the over? You're saying
over 7.5.
Why is that? You like the pitching? I mean, you think they're gonna get lit up or something?
Yeah, I don't try. As big of a Dodger fan I am, I'm a little more realistic with my teams than you.
I thought you said Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta to beat Philadelphia. Yeah. I thought we went to the Dodger over game. Because I said Dodgers over 7.5 on the Giants. I'm taking Atlanta minus 120.
Okay.
And then Dodgers, Giants over 7.5 is what I'm going to do.
What
I would do.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that game starts at 7. So we got Wood and
Cueto.
And then he's you just like the over 7.5?
Yeah, it's a little low. Normally that's the book. You like to say that the book's trying to grab you because it's the lowest over under.
Okay.
But I think that they're gonna. I mean, the bat's gonna hit the ball.
Okay, now
today.
The Philly game, you said just Philly. They're up 2-0 right now in the middle of the third.
Philly is up. So I had Atlanta.
Oh, I thought you said Philly.
Yeah, I had.
So you have Atlanta. Minus whatever the
minus 120,
and then you have the over 7.5.
No. For the Dodger game, yeah. I just have 2 bets. I don't actually have.
I don't have them, but that's what you like. Okay.
We got to go to the. I need to put the app back on my phone.
What app?
The betting app. I don't have it on my phone right now.
Oh yeah, you should have it on your phone. Why not?
I just forget to.
I'm just looking at the score app just to shows all the scores of all the sports.
Yeah, that's the best app.
So I'm just kind of glancing. I didn't realize that a lot of games already started. It is 5 right now. I for some reason I was thinking it was like 3.
Well, I told you to come here at 4.
Yeah, well that's pretty. So I was thinking the games are about to start, but like.
And we've been recording for 45 minutes.
Yeah, so half of them. So I would say Let's see. I would say I like just the Dodgers to win
Okay.
at home. I mean, to me, that's pretty easy. And then
Oxwood.
yeah,
But
and
it's
then,
not a great
also
line.
The Brewers.
Yeah, the
Crew on the road.
The Dodgers isn't a great line, so you pick the Dodgers to win is fine, but it looks like it's something like minus 160.
Well, it is. I just put the Brewers on there with them then.
Oh, fuck parlays.
No, I'm just saying the Brewers is there. I like the Brewers.
Yeah, I like the Brewers too.
So
opening day, we're gonna get more into it. We'll start talking about future. Of course, Angelo believes Indians are gonna go 162-0 and win the
let me say this
easily.
too. I think the Blues are gonna beat the Knights tonight.
Oh, first time ever.
No,
You think that? Kings have a big game. I'm gonna watch the Kings game.
No, a few games throughout the season, I thought the Knights are gonna. But I wouldn't bet against them. I just don't bet it. But I'm saying I didn't bet this, but I would think Vegas is gonna
They've been
lose
slowing
tonight.
down.
Yeah,
They've been slowing
they're
down.
gonna lose tonight. Fleury's not in goal, and they'll probably win the last game against the Sharks tomorrow. I'll be at that game. I'm going to that game.
Well, we're going to talk hockey in a second too, but I do got the Kings game tonight. They're playing the Ducks.
Okay.
Basically, it's for the last playoff spot, and the Kings have been hot since Carter's come back.
So you like the Kings?
I mean, my heart's with the Kings. He had a hat trick last night, so Kings might be a surprising team if they get into the playoffs here.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to set up. We're going to talk about a little bit of NBA, and then mix a little hockey in there, and then we're going to talk fights hopefully.
Okay.
So let's take a little break, and it won't feel like a break to them.
We'll just it's open.
We are back, and it didn't feel like anything. Do you know what it felt like for the listeners? It felt like this. We are back. That's what it felt like.
Which that's like the commercial break should feel, right? It should be it should feel like a second.
Or there should be a commercial and a commercial break. That was like a Chris and Angelo get a beer break.
Well, we used to have commercials in one of our on our former site.
Yeah.
On Bright Light Sports, we did commercials.
Yeah, they were fake ones though. We were just super drunk and
No,
I'm all for doing fake commercials again. That's funny shit.
That was good shit. That was we had the what's the homegirls down the street on Decatur, the Mexican homegirls. We did a commercial for that Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
I forget a few of the commercials, but we did a few of them.
Yeah, we did the Mexican food.
Yeah, we were plugging stuff left and right. And
so we'll be talking
we did it for some grape wine, some weird ass wine you had. We're gonna move on. Talk a little NBA. I heard the NBA is popular.
It's out there. It's one of the sports.
I think it's on back on its growth spurt.
You think it's gonna get more popular?
Yeah, I think it's on its growth spurt. It's gonna take over some of the space that the NFL is leaving behind by being the no fun league. Aside from, let me test this microphone. I don't know how to use my own equipment that I bought and read the directions for. Do
you feel like it's not recording or listening?
It's recording.
I guess we should have listened to our first part of our podcast to see if it even worked.
Well, I can't. So what I don't get is if it's recording on the microphone on the computer or if we're actually using these.
So this could just be for looks. You have no idea if it's actually
No,
working.
literally these microphones have been just for looks lately.
Because you don't know if it's truly catching.
I just don't. I mean, this is a punk rock thing.
Well,
I have
the
no
only
idea
way
what
to
I'm
know,
doing.
I would have to take this away from the computer and talk into this.
No, I'm knocking on it and it's not. Watch. I'm going to stop it and then we're going to come back.
See, technical difficulties.
Nothing?
No. Now when I knock it, I just bothered people listening in their earphones. They're like, what the fuck is that knocking?
And then I just took off the earphones and I turned
Probably
us off.
got pissed.
Get more into the topics. I'll get mad and shit.
When you get mad, you're the best.
Yeah, I know.
When you were cracking, you cared more about pig fucking at the beginning of the show than you did about baseball.
No, baseball I'm in a trance. When I'm talking baseball, yeah, you should close that now.
Why? Because we're gonna talk about pig fucking.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, we heard them, so they just heard you talk about pig banging.
It's cool. They're my neighbors. They know.
Now they think
they probably have pigs.
I mean, they got all quiet once you said that. So I'm glad you closed the window.
So, anyway, let's talk about sports unless you have a better story.
No, we're good. We're into basketball right now.
So a lot of stuff happening in the NBA. Playoffs coming, like I said, very exciting time and very exciting moment in sports because 2 sports are going to playoffs. We got opening day of baseball. We have all the hopes and dreams of all these teams are still alive, even the ones that are tanking in baseball, and then fights. And so let's go on. Let's move to basketball. So before we get, I want to talk about the playoff fights and you know, some of the things that are happening there. But I want you to tell me who's going to win now, because it would have been easy to say the Warriors, except they're beaten up.
Well, I mean, I've been thinking it's possibly Houston for a month or so now, but I probably would stick with it. I mean, it would be Houston or Golden State. It's going to be one of the West Coast teams.
I mean, healthy Warriors. They come back. They put this injury stuff behind them. Kevin Durant's ribs get better. He doesn't get kicked out of games like he did the other night.
Him, they've been like kicked
and
out.
Curry
the most
comes back
ever, I think.
Yeah, he's on. I read one article.
Green.
I read one article that Kevin Durant's on a Rasheed Wallace pace of ejections.
And you would never think that, huh?
Yeah.
But you know, also
But his ejection was so stupid.
Yeah, they're starting to eject people for nothing.
Yeah, it was so dumb.
You say one thing and they just eject you.
Yeah, it's so lame.
You might as well just like punch the ref. Like after he ejects you, I would just punch him.
You may as well punch him.
No, because I'm gonna get my money's worth. Like if I'm gonna get kicked out of a game, I'm dead serious. I would just if the guy pissed me off.
Well, you get arrested too, though.
No, you wouldn't.
If punching a ref?
Well, you know, I'd just pay a fine, and I would just get really pissed if I'm getting kicked out for saying like 2 words. So I'm gonna get my money's worth.
The referee should have moved on.
Or you know, I'll punch.
I mean, he got fouled, and he got fouled 3 times. Kevin Durant's like, "Who am I, LeBron?"
Yeah, I would punch one ref, but then the other times I got kicked out, I would like do Bobby Knight stuff. I would like throw chairs across the
Start
thing.
getting mad.
Yeah, people would love it. You know what I mean? You have to get your money's worth if you're getting kicked out, because you're already getting kicked out. So go doing something like as you're getting kicked out, throw a couple chairs and whatever.
Tackle the other team's best player.
Or like
don't hurt him, just tackle him.
Or you know what I would do also? One of these ones would be my signature. I would kick the ball into the stands.
Somehow I knew you were going to say
that would be awesome.
I don't know why.
How cool. I always want them to do that. I'm always watching the game like the guys that are like getting pissed. I always like kick the ball into like the upper deck.
Yeah, just get pissed and do it.
Because that's like a souvenir for the fan.
They'd have to
and
give
it's
it
just
back.
funny.
I think the fan would have to give it back.
No, dude. You know, like baseballs that go into the stands.
No, baseballs go, but footballs.
Well, footballs I think they let them keep them sometimes, but you're right. Sometimes
there's touchdowns they let them keep because like Cam will give it to him.
But other times they take it from them.
Yeah, I think in football, maybe it's changed now, but footballs they used to like ask for them back when they flew into the stands.
You're right.
Yeah.
Baseball is cool because they always let them keep it.
Yeah,
and
you
know
always
what?
keep it.
Hockey as well. They keep the pucks and stuff
if they get over.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, the problem with hockey is there's a chance you'll die. I guess baseball too. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Baseball is an issue. Hockey, it's not because there's nets and glass and shit.
That's true. Baseball is the one that's like
the worst one.
Do not like these stupid idiots that are like on their phones all game. Like in baseball, you're right. Your life is in jeopardy. Like just turn the phone off for a couple hours because if you're not looking,
I can't even get you to turn your phone off during the podcast.
Whatever, dude. I'm never on my phone during the podcast.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not one that's always on my phone. Screw that. I turn mine off for hours.
Yeah.
And just charge it.
I'm afraid to do that for emergency purposes.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know, like I was like, fuck, the one time I do that, the one time I'm like, no phone, like if I lose my phone or forget it somewhere, that's cool.
Yeah.
But the one time I decide to be no phone for 4 hours or something is the one time like something's going to happen to someone in my family.
The only thing you could do,
nuts.
The one thing you could do to get around that a little bit is turn the ringer off and just check your phone every hour or something.
My ringer's never on.
Yeah. So
but the truth is a phone is a distraction even if you're not looking at it.
Yeah,
because you want to grab for it sometimes. You want to check the score. You want to grab for it. So it's even if you don't do it and you have willpower, you're still thinking about it instead of thinking about the fucking lion coming to eat you or some shit.
Because I turn my ringer off when I go to bed. I'm not,
my ringer's never on.
I'm not gonna let nobody wake me up and call me or like I'll just what I mean. When I get up, I check my phone or whatever. But I'm not gonna just get woken up and stuff like that, And some people,
my ringer's actually never on.
Yeah,
0 times it's on. Yeah, but I always have it with me, so I can always see. Yeah. And I do check my phone a lot. I don't stare at it necessarily, but I read books on it.
Yeah, I got you.
But I'll see. It doesn't go that long without me seeing I missed a call. But I mean, you know me. You and me are the same here. I hate calls anyway. Just text me. Text me. I'll get to it. Like calls
Nobody
are for
likes to
specific
call.
things. No, people like. There's still
Well,
people that like calls and
old
don't like
school.
texting.
Well, like the new generation, they don't talk to like they text and
Only.
they don't talk to nobody. Like I'm talking like friends or girlfriend, boyfriend. Like they'll just like text their whole relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
You're so good when you talk without your hand in front of the mic. It looks,
Oh, whatever. I'm still there.
yeah,
they
it's
can hear
beautiful.
me.
No, that's beautiful now.
They can hear me.
There's no unprofessional fucking bullshit here.
No, it does
we
do-
need lessons.
We are professional.
We need lessons.
They would never have known my hand was right there.
Now I can see it getting
No,
lower.
it doesn't matter what you see.
People are like, why the fuck
This
is
is
this
not-
guy muffled?
This is not
Why is he muffled?
This is not a TV show where it's a podcast.
It needs to be a fucking TV show. I need to get some cameras in here.
No, they don't want to see us being stupid. They want to hear us being stupid.
Yeah, but it should be on YouTube too. We need to hit every avenue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like back in the 90s or the 80s, you had a TV show and it went on one station. You had to hope people tuned into that station. Nowadays, you can be on all the outlets.
Didn't we say we were going to do YouTube and we tried it once like 10 years ago?
We did record YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. So we were on it.
That
we were
video
on it.
is somewhere.
We were on it
We
for
were
a
on
second.
it for a few minutes, and then
Ahead of
our
the
other
curve for a minute.
podcast, I actually do put on. It actually goes onto YouTube automatically. I haven't done it for this one. Set it up so it went onto YouTube automatically. But then it's not a camera, right?
Yeah,
it's just
the audio.
It's just the audio. So no one gives a shit about that on YouTube, but it's there if people want it, right? So, so you think the Rockets? Do you think?
Well, I mean,
who comes out of the East though? The East is actually sort of interesting. It's a far lesser conference, but it is interesting. The Raptors are the first seed. Boston, they're beat up a little bit. They're the second seed. I mean, what are they going to do next year with Gordon Hayward healthy?
I was just thinking with Hayward, maybe they can beat him this year, but I don't think this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toronto, in a 7-game series, you would think.
Cavs, though.
Yeah, you'd think
Turn it
Cleveland
on.
gets through, but it really doesn't matter.
No.
Because it would be Houston or Golden State's going to win the title.
Going to kill him.
So who cares who
Yeah.
comes in after the
The thing about Golden State, though, is that at any moment, they can get to the NBA title game, but then they can just have been beat up and lose a guy at any moment.
And then Toronto could just blitz them in the playoffs.
Yeah, or
I mean, does
or
anybody
LeBron.
want to see Toronto, though? In the
Canada?
Only them, but does anybody else want to see them versus
I think
Houston?
Toronto's a little bit bigger following than you think. Like, Drake's always at games and shit. So like within the like more urban community, Canada, all the basically Canada's the size of California, probably the same number of basketball fans. So I mean, people do like Toronto. We don't.
The same number of fans as California?
Basketball fans?
I don't think so because they have a lot of hockey fans.
Well, here's the thing though. In California, there's there's three basketball teams in California. There's only one basketball team in Canada, and Canada's about 35
but you
million.
said fans, you're saying overall or just of
I'm saying the entire country is the Toronto Raptors fan. Is what I'm saying. The entire people in British.
Canada.
Oh no, well I'm sorry. The entire country is a Raptors fan. So
because there's no other.
other team.
There was the Grizzlies. Remember that?
yeah, Memphis.
Yeah,
They should still be there. That
Vancouver.
sucks. Yeah.
Vancouver. So to answer your question, I'm just gonna say Houston or Golden State, but I think Houston in my head has the edge.
So there's talk. Kawhi has said that he's coming back this year. So what if Kawhi shows up in the playoffs? You don't think the Spurs can do it? 44 wins? 44 wins with a bunch of guys I never heard of or that are really old.
To come back and I think he'd be a little raw,
Yeah, but he plays a real hard-nosed kind of game. It's not like a shooting sort of game. If the playoffs ended today, they would have a tough opening round matchup. It'd be Spurs and Thunder.
Oh, the Thunder's a team that you
Might
forgot
surprise.
to mention, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the Thunder clicks a little more next year.
Okay.
I think next year we see a Thunder that's, third seed, second seed. I think the Thunder, if they stay together, depending what Paul George does, if they stay together, they're going to be like the Clippers were the last 5-6 years, where they're always in the mix but not going to win it.
I mean, they have good players. I like Steve Adams and and
there's some fun guys there.
Stuff, so.
Yeah, and Westbrook's the shit. Westbrook would be an MVP candidate if it was last year where he was the only one there. So
yeah.
So let's talk about a couple other things now. Joel Embiid has become one of the most popular athletes in the country because of his. I love him because he's like me. His social media trolling. He's very famous for trolling.
You troll people?
I don't troll people. Maybe I don't.
No,
I
you
don't
do?
know. In life, I'm not a fucking guy that talks shit all the time. And
Well, I didn't know you do it on social media, but I guess
Well, not
you
necessarily
do it
on
on
social-
texting.
not necessarily social media, but in general, that's my game.
Yeah, you like to troll the thread.
Yeah, well, I troll the thread, of course, but I
So you do that
troll
to
everyone else.
You do that to everybody?
Dude, you've known me for 15 years.
No, I know, but I'm saying like you troll other threads and other Twitters and stuff.
I troll Mexico soccer fans. Oh, we got to
Okay.
talk about the World Cup too.
Okay.
Maybe that'll be a show next week.
Okay.
I want to talk a lot about the World Cup, so we'll do a show next week about that. Look, okay, here's an article from Yahoo: Why Philadelphia 76ers is the troll of the year. And I just want to see a selection of his trolling tweets. And he's gone now. He has a broken orbital bone that he broke against.
But I thought they tried to troll him first, and he spun it around and trolls everybody now, because they were trying to mess with him years ago, right? About the process and about blah blah blah, and now he's trolling people.
He's like trolling Rihanna. You know, after the dinner date, I started loving you like a sister. Unless you're thinking different, Rihanna.
Well, you know about that whole
He's
story, right?
trolling LeBron. Tell me the story. I don't know it.
Well, no. So the Rihanna thing, he asked her out, like, as he was like coming into the NBA.
And she said no.
Yeah. Well, she was basically like, "You ain't done nothing, once you're an all-star, or hit me
She's
up."
told him that.
Basically, and probably messed with him, being kind of serious too.
Is that a true story?
Yeah. What, dude? Do you think I just make up everything? Like I'm just randomly just like
I
saying
think that
stuff?
I think that you're
Or
susceptible
am I
to
like
fake news.
Or am I dreaming this? Like I just dream weird shit, and like I
When
think
I
it's
look
real?
at you and I talk to you, I go, that guy's susceptible to fake
Oh,
news.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I don't listen to no fake news. But so she told him like, get at me when you win a couple when you're an all-star or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, a couple years later, he's an
He was
all-star.
all-star this year.
And then he was like, I moved on, like messing with her. So I guess that is trolling. He was messing with her because she did that. And he was like, I don't even want to. I moved on. Probably kind of just messing with her because he probably would have gone out with her if you're saying he went out with her. But he did say that to her.
No, he's talking shit, or maybe
Okay.
he did go out with her. So just like, well,
Yeah,
I
he
guess
did mention that
He
moved
goes,
on.
King
from her.
James, hey bro, hope you're having a good day. Want to join us in Philly? Peace.
That's cool. He's trying to get James to go over there because they also did that billboard.
Yeah, the billboards are hilarious.
So I like that he messaged him. He messaged him. I don't even know what it's called, like a direct message to him or whatever.
So he's on Instagram. He recorded himself. He saw a bunch of kids playing in the park while we were driving. So I had to stop to teach them how to trust the process.
That's
No
cool.
one gets in my paint. He's fucking with a little 4'8", 4'5".
No, that's awesome. I don't know what I don't
at
have
that.
an Instagram.
Look at that.
I don't have an Instagram, but how cool is it if Beeve just shows up and starts playing with
Dude,
these
and
kids
B,
playing?
Look at this little kid playing with like fucking a
Like-
7-footer. Look, oh, he just fucking blocked him.
How many times did we play at a park as kids and like nobody just showed up and
Well,
started
because
playing?
we're from Vegas. I'm from LA.
Yeah, you
No
know
one
what I mean.
showed up to mine.
Nobody showed up, but how cool would that have been?
Oh, he's
That's
not
awesome.
doing shit. That's awesome.
See,
to
don't
just
you?
show
I
up.
do like that he did that. I feel like
Mike
that's,
Trout,
I feel
Mike
like that's
Trout
stuff I
needs
would
to
do.
show up. So would I if I
Yeah,
were famous. Mike
yeah.
Trout needs to just show up and a baseball diamond.
Well,
and
you
just
know,
start fucking
he
around.
probably does. I'm sure he does that. I think like Harper, a lot of baseball players,
Favre did.
They do
Favre-
that kind of stuff.
No, but well,
Some
if they
stuff doesn't
do,
show up.
if they do, the MLB needs to put
I
that
know.
all over social media.
But you know, also some players don't post everything like nonstop like others do. Like they probably do stuff and it's not getting the attention. You know what I mean? Because they're not posting stuff.
He says, Joel Embiid says something, or says about Ben Simmons. He goes, please, I don't know to who, please dunk on him so hard that his daddy runs onto the court to save him. Oh, he's talking to Ben Simmons. I think he's talking about the Ball brothers. So he tells Ben
Oh,
Simmons, please
yeah.
dunk on him so hard that his daddy runs on the court to save him.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Look, what kind of troll is this? This is one of the biggest troll tweets you can do as a young player. Joel Embiid is better than MJ ever was.
He said that himself.
Yeah, he said that. He's fucking.
Well, we all know that's stupid,
Yeah.
but it's just so stupid. It's funny.
Yeah, so he's entertaining. He's a guy that is fun to follow on social media. There are actually a few baseball guys that are fun to follow on social media too, but you don't really. I've heard them mentioned halfway, but that's the market. That's the world you're in. You know?
That's big right now, huh? That Instagram. So everybody's following stuff, watching videos.
Yeah, dude, you wouldn't even be on Twitter if I wasn't like, we're doing a podcast, I need you to run the Twitter. You wouldn't even be on it. True or false?
Probably true.
Yeah, you're not.
I've
You're
never been on
you're
Instagram.
not even on Facebook.
No, I've never been on Instagram.
And you keep every now and then, every like 8 or 9 months, your Facebook will open up for 5 minutes. You'll re-delete it.
No. It only happened one time because I needed to watch a UNLV basketball game, and it was like
On
Facebook. They
Yeah.
had to be streamed from Facebook, so I just created a fake account.
No. Your real account still exists. You probably created a fake account too, but your real account, remember it popped up when you were working days? You're like, this is what working days does to me. It makes me open my fucking Facebook account. Remember
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
because you're a friend on the you follow the Chaotic Sports podcast page on Facebook, but when you put your Facebook to sleep,
yeah.
it lowers our follower count by 1.
So
But when you wake it back up, I get an announcement saying that
Oh, do
we
you?
got a new follower, but it's just your ass.
so you're like, sure, you were happy? You were like, hell yeah.
Yeah, well, we don't post
But-
there. I need to start.
But yeah, so last season I did make a fake account to watch a basketball game, and then then I obviously just deleted it or
or
something.
put it to sleep. Or
But I
whatever.
hate how sites do that. You know, like they make you do something. It was like, it was only streamed on Facebook or something. You know what I mean? Like
that's the best though.
well, whatever. But you know,
That makes it easy. That makes it so easy. Everything should just be streamed on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It just makes it easy.
Well, yeah, the Twitter thing's cool because we had it. But what if you don't have Facebook?
Well, I mean, that's your own problem. What if you don't have cable? You can't watch certain games.
Well, that's why I made a fake account and just watched. I said, watch the game.
Yeah, but I mean, if Facebook's smart, they are gonna. Well, they already did, I think.
They're gonna change the.
Well,
they're
I
gonna
think
change it now. Listen to
Facebook
this.
bought Thursday Night Football rights to Thursday Night Football.
So
I
they're gonna
think
stream it.
they're gonna stream that.
Okay.
But Thursday Night Football was streaming on Twitter last year, or on Amazon last year, and Twitter the year before.
Okay.
So if those social media things are smart, is they're going to stream those things that people watch. They're going to get the rights to them. Because why does it have to be?
Sports, to anything.
Yeah. Why the fuck is shit on Fox where you can't watch it unless you're paying
No, but
125
everybody can watch
bucks?
Fox.
Fox Sports
Okay.
1.
Because like if it's on, I like NBC or Fox.
And my
Everybody
rabbit ears,
gets to
I got
watch that.
rabbit ears. They don't even work.
Of course they work.
You have to go fuck with them then. They
3 or
don't work.
5 doesn't work. You got to be kidding me.
Huh?
Of course it works.
I get like shitty stations like Ion.
Oh, you should get like
And
30
Spanish.
station. Yeah, I
I
was just gonna
don't.
say you get
I
like
don't.
10 Mexican channels.
I
And
get
then-
a
and then
religious station. You screw with it, dude. I
Get
should
like a
get
wrestling
Fox.
channel, Mexican wrestling.
That'd be awesome. I'm sure there's Mexican wrestling on it sometimes.
There is because I had cable ears before.
Well, I wanted it. I don't have cable.
Cable ears.
Oh, they're not cable ears. They're rabbit
Well, they're
ears.
TV ears, but
Yeah,
they
who
give
calls
you
them cable
They
ears?
give you cable. They give you cable, man. Come on.
Well, mine doesn't give me
I
cable.
mean, it feels
Mine
like
gives
it's
me
ghetto cable, but it feels like cable now because you have like 30 channels.
Yeah, but it's the regular stations that you used to get when you were a kid and you didn't have cable.
Yeah.
Fox and CBS and stuff.
That's all I had for
Go
so
fuck
long.
with it, dude. I can't
I
get
never
it to work.
had cable until I was like a teenager.
I
We
didn't
just
have cable ever.
We had all just the regular channels, but it was good enough. I mean, I had all the
Yeah.
cartoons and
That must have sucked to
sports.
be going to a private school, be the only kid without cable. That's
Nah.
hard, dude. That's hard.
Oh, whatever, man.
No, I'm telling you, it is
Yeah,
hard.
Whatever. It was fine.
I'm not talking shit. You,
You
think
are
I'm
talking-
trolling you?
you
You
are
think I'm
talking-
trolling
yeah.
you?
You
But
are
I'm
talking-
saying, like, listen, my stepsisters were like you, like not a rich family, but for some reason the parents really wanted them to go to Catholic school, and they
Okay.
couldn't afford it, but they sent them anyway somehow.
Okay.
That's pretty much your story, right? That's why you went to Gorman. What I'm saying though is that when you go to a place like Gorman and you're barely in Gorman or St. Joseph is where my sisters went, my stepsisters went. If you're barely in there,
Yeah.
there's some rich ass fucking kids there that have everything. So you feel the income gap much bigger is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, of course. I
Yeah.
saw all the cars and all the
Yeah, you see all that and you're
all
like,
the mansions.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I had friends. I had friends that had secret passages and basements and stuff.
like mob friends.
Yeah. So who has basements and secret passages, especially in Vegas? Nobody, except unless you have some money.
Cash, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, if I built my own house, there'd be secret passages. This podcast would be recorded from the secret passage in Chris's house.
Yeah, exactly. There was like it was a room to go to another room and some crazy
Weird
stuff.
shit, yeah, right. So I mean, I wasn't. This is the first time ever I wasn't trolling. I was saying I get it because if you're in Catholic school and you're barely there, you're not rich, you don't even have cable.
Yeah, but you don't
Some
need cable as a
motherfuckers
kid.
are driving. Some motherfuckers are driving like convertibles
Yeah.
and shit. You're like, you feel.
Well, let me tell you the cable
you feel
story.
the income gap.
I'll tell you the cable story. I didn't really need cable as a kid. You had
stuff
I had
I wanted to see.
Nintendo. I know
Wrestling.
you're right, but I had
Wrestling.
Nintendo. I had movies like VHS. We would rent movies, right?
Yeah.
And we would record them to a blank VHS tape, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So we'd have all the new movies. You know.
Yeah, people did that all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I had a bunch of movies to watch. Is what I'm saying.
But there were some big things on
I know.
cable.
So here's-
ESPN.
You're right. So here's what people
Before
had.
the internet, it was
One-
hard to see what sports were going on. You needed ESPN. I remember being
Well,
like, I wish I had ESPN.
But ESPN didn't come out till freaking when, 98 or something.
No, ESPN's been out since the 80s, dude. It's one
I
of the
said
first
88.
stations.
When was it? 84.
Early 80s.
Okay, so one of my friends had, a bunch of them had obviously cable. So anytime I spent the night at a friend's house, it was awesome. Because you're right, you had other shows you could watch. But I remember one friend had a satellite. And
that was crazy.
Dude, a satellite back in the day.
But not like the little fucking DirecTV,
exactly.
the one that was on your
It was
roof.
like the size of a car. Okay?
Bigger.
Yeah. So
Bigger.
Exactly. So they had a big pool and a big satellite in the backyard. It was like 300 channels. But we were watching movies. Dude, we were watching freaking bad stuff that we shouldn't be watching. So,
And you can get like random channels from like, like fucking Slovenia and shit. Like,
I
you
mean,
get some
basically we were
crazy
watching
shit.
like a sports game, a movie, and Playboy TV.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be watching that when you're like 11 or 12.
I mean, you're 11 or 12. You're watching it. That's what happens in life. It's the way life works. Now, what do you think fucking 11 or 12-year-olds...
Well, now they're all...
You think it's an issue for them to
No,
watch that now?
now they're all on their cell phones watching all God knows what.
Yeah.
And this is not good. But this is what it is. This is what society has brought to us.
I don't think it's... I think it's whatever. I shrug at that issue. I shrug at the phone issue. I shrug at the staring at phone issue.
So you're gonna you would let your kid have a cell phone at like 10 and like look at all these crazy sites?
Listen, I don't want to pretend like I'm not gonna let my kid be on a screen because everyone says that, and then I don't have the experience yet, right? But nonetheless, I don't think it's a huge problem. Gosha's all worried about video games. She hates video games, whether they're new or old, right? But she's in a different world. She's in a different world.
Old Nintendo.
Huh?
Yeah, you have to have Nintendo hooked up for him when he's like 6. And
why? But as a kid, why is he gonna want an old Nintendo? He's gonna want to play the new games that his friends.
Well, he's gonna want whatever you play because he's not gonna know what's what.
No, maybe when he's 5 or 6, but he's gonna want to play what his friends are playing.
What, a PS20?
Yeah, PS34.
Eventually, you're right, but at first, let's bring it old school. That's what I would do.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna teach him how to read and shit first. How about that? Teach him how to. I mean. Literally, my kid will probably beat you at basketball by the time he's 10.
Right. All kids learn how to read before
one-on-one.
video games. I mean, I said all kids learn how to read before games.
Not really.
You start.
That's about the same time.
No, you start reading and talking when you're like 2 or 3. You don't play.
You don't
video
start
games.
reading at 2 or 3.
Yeah,
Even
do.
my mom was a preschool teacher. I read early. I started reading earlier than everyone. It wasn't 3 years old.
Yeah, you do.
It was more like 4 and 4.
My little niece will be reading by 3.
No, she won't.
She's
dude.
already talking, and they're reading her stuff at freaking 1.5.
No, they need to read her stuff. She won't be reading the stuff.
Of course she will.
Not at 3, dude.
Okay, let's end it. My name's Chris Sarda. That's Angelo Sabora. Find us at Chaotic Sports. You can also find us chaoticsports.com or me at Chris Sarda. Please rate us on iTunes, and thank you for listening.